Hello gainers, Ralphie here on location, beautiful sunny day. Got to get out and about and breathe that fresh air, make the most of the time that we've got because we have less time than we think we have. Welcome to Fitter Philosophy, the channel on YouTube which discusses and shares the practical, stoic, sensible, time-served version of philosophy. The sort of useful stuff that helps us all the time in little ways steadily improve our life and get the most out of the resources that we have. And one of these aspirations that we can have in life for which we do need resources is success, and that is the topic of my monologue here. I'm going to just share a little bit of my perspective and view and give you 5 useful contributories to success. And first of all, let's start with the definition, because we live in societies where wherever we are in the world, where success is viewed as something that we should take on board and aspire to, but is dictated by others. You know, to be successful you need lots of money, you need to be more good looking than you are, you need to be more sexy, more interesting, more dynamic, more revered. And one of the first things that we all have to do is define our own specific, personalised, bespoke perspective of success. One person's success is not the template for another person's. And one reason people can be unsuccessful in life and generally is because they're too busy looking at other people's versions and interpretations of success rather than defining their own bespoke, personalised through experience and understanding both strengths, personal strengths and personal weaknesses. But we'll start with one of the first useful benchmarks for success is know yourself. We all need to know ourselves better. And we can wander through life thinking, well, you know, I'm living in my own skin, nobody knows me better than I do, but this is not necessarily the case. As time goes on, we have more time to learn about ourselves, to fine-tune and understand ourselves better, and this is a good thing to do because the more we identify our own weaknesses, the more we can work on them and be aware of them so they don't trip us up and they don't undermine us. And also our strengths. We know our big strengths, whether we be athletic or good at grammar or be mathematical or a great artist or a good musician, but we have a series of strengths, not one single strength. We have a series which can include patience, ability to communicate, to be a good saver, not just saving money but saving lots of things, coins, information, knowledge, saving friendships, saving time. That's so underrated. It's so often overlooked. Too many people spend too much time wasting time. And it's one of the strengths that we can develop is in saving time, valuing time, whether we're doing something or doing nothing. The next thing to know is to be active in our own personal development. To achieve success, if we can take control of our own destiny as much as possible, and we can only go so far. It's the real life, it's real world. But the more we can do that, the more we tip the balance in our favour for success in whatever we do. So having got to know ourselves, we then have to be active and, I wouldn't say aggressive, but we need to spend time investing in ourselves. Whether it be acquiring skills, whether it be spending time knowing the world, knowing that so much of what we're spoon-fed through the media is disingenuous and fictional. Knowing, for example, that when we see the successful people lying on a tropical beach somewhere sipping pina coladas, that must get so boring after about 20 minutes in the hot sun. You've looked at the view, it's lovely. Your pina colada's going down in the glass and it's warming up and the flies are coming out. These token aspirations of success that we are spoon-fed through societal influence, they're very, very superficial, and we should not necessarily use them as benchmarks for our success. The third thing that I think is a very useful factor to be aware of in promoting our own personal success is capitalising an opportunity. We can organise and we can arrange and we can create opportunities through learning skills, through meeting the right people, the positive people, the people who contribute to our lives as much as we contribute to their lives. But opportunity sometimes can be unexpected. It can become completely in as a sidewinder and you never saw it coming, and because you're not ready for the unready and the unexpected, opportunities can be missed. Things can present themselves that can absolutely transform people's lives. And I'll give you one example of that. There was a young lad I knew in Glasgow who was a drifter. His parents were quite elderly, to be honest, and he'd had to more or less bring himself up and then look after his parents as a carer. So he got off to his career and his job and his vocation quite late in life, and he ended up as a sort of student studying something that wasn't really useful for him. But he happened to be out and about walking down the street, and he was spotted by someone from a modelling agency. So he did the modelling, and because he had a really easygoing, affable disposition, he did quite well, but he soon realised that he had that look for the season. But it wasn't going to be the look for the next season. So what he did was he got behind the camera. He just became a useful little helper who got on with people, who did as he was told, who was agreeable, amenable. He'd be the right place at the right time. And by the way, this really, really counts. It doesn't matter your qualifications. At the end of the day, it's the calibre of the person that you are that really can take you the distance. Qualifications can be acquired as and when you need them. But he really got on. He ended up going around Europe, going around the world. Sometimes he'd fly his parents out just to join them for a long weekend while they were still up for it. And he saw that opportunity because he was given an opportunity, and then he capitalised on it. And that's how he became successful. And it's worth knowing that when we become successful, the reward is not the conclusion. This is a fourth factor that's very important to know about success. Too many people get to a point in their lives where they feel, right, I'm successful, I can stop. I can stop what I'm doing, I can stop aspiring to things, I can stop being ambitious. And people start to vegetate, and even as they vegetate, the definition of success that they've achieved and have bought into, it's no longer quite working the way it used to be because it's become over familiar to them. Then they become disappointed and develop a few bad habits and a few ill health issues, and suddenly, before too long, it can happen quickly or happen slowly, but it happens kind of suddenly, that people discover that their success has been shallow and short-lived because they stopped investing in it. And that's the nature of life. And my fifth piece of advice to you for investing in success is to travel. It seems so simple and straightforward, and it doesn't matter whether you go around the world on a motorcycle. That's a big, big adventure, and you'll discover a lot about your success, about yourself and your own definition of success, because to do that in itself is a huge success. But you can literally, anybody of any age, you can jump in a bus, get in a train, go for a walk, get off your beaten track, break your routine, break your institutionalization that too many of us get caught up in. The habits, the perpetual ingrained habits of our lifestyle, which embed into our life, and if we're not careful, they make us old too soon. So invest in travel. Travel locally, travel further abroad, see a bit of the world, because when you do, you see more of people, more of cultures, and you get more references, more definitions, more points of perspective to define success. I'm Ralphie. I hope you have enjoyed this video blog. If you do, have you liked it? Subscribey, clicky, likey, whatever, nicey, and ticky whatevers. You know what I'm talking about. And I look forward to seeing you again. But in the meantime, I'm going to share my success with you. And it comes in the form of a beautiful coastal, sand-strewn view of the Irish Sea. And I hope you enjoy it for a few seconds before I conclude this video. Thanks for watching now. We'll see you soon, gainers.